Good morning, traders. It's time to have another look at the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency charts here. So overnight, Bitcoin had another swing failure pattern of these highs. So just very simply, it early on last night. So yeah, just an hour or so after the open, we had this move up. We saw this move up. This is really annoying because I was streaming this last night and I was kind of waiting and being patient, and there was no action here on the price. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go to sleep. And then what happens just after that? We have this move up, we take the liquidity at the highs, and we see that rejection. This is the short I did want to take. Unfortunately, couldn't stay awake long enough to take it. And now I'm here this morning, looking for, I guess, another long position as we come back down. So yeah, that was a really very straightforward trade. I was expecting this to see a retracement, so I wasn't sure if obviously we'd have this resistance here and start to see a move down, or if we'd get that final little move above here to kind of take everything out from the previous day. So take out the previous day's highs, swing failure pattern that, and down we come. So yeah, I'm expecting at the moment, at least initially, this weekly should hold as at least enough to give a little bounce off of that level. But ultimately, I'm looking a little bit lower on this. So I think what we've got is this golden pocket area here comes in quite nicely with these lows. Okay, so we're just below these lows. Take out any stops around here, and then we can look to see if price can move higher. The other option that we have here is I do still believe that there's quite a strong possibility that maybe this bounce fails. We reject at the weekly and we come back down to sweep these lows, because again, I've repeated this a number of times during yesterday's price action. I think this was a bit too easy for the market, so I think we've got to take people out. Like everyone, I know I've been looking at 31,600 for a long time, and that was the level that we hit, and we did hit this daily level, so that was kind of the main thing that was there. I had a little swing failure pattern off of that and got this move higher, so I know we did get that, but I mean, I think that's almost too easy to reverse, and I think if big positions are going to fill here, we're going to need to come back down here and test again. We're going to have to chop around this area for a while. So yesterday, constructive. Okay, we got a change of market structure. We showed that there is certainly interest and there's certainly defense here on the bullish side. But I think, yeah, maybe at this stage, looking for a bounce in this area. But ultimately, I would say these lows maybe more likely than not do get taken out, especially with it being a Thursday, going into a weekend again on, if this kind of grinds on tomorrow, we could very easily see a weekend that just ranges around here, which is what I want. And then we can see a move up or clearly like a move down out of that early next week. So yeah, that's kind of the local stuff covered. We had one very significant thing happen yesterday. So if I just pull this, and again, I covered this on the stream, so we saw this like literally just as it had happened, but our point of control for this entire range has moved down once again to meet price. Okay, last time it moved down to meet the price, we saw a 10% move to the downside. So you do have to be aware of that. There is the possibility for downside. There is now, like, the biggest resistance on the chart is now directly above us. And the liquidity from that has been taken. So there is no need at this stage for price to go higher. This is saying like there is clear absorption going on here from sellers. So anyone trying to buy this was going straight into sellers limit orders, and yeah, this is why we're seeing a move down now, because it has been rejected at the point of control. Very unsurprising at all to see. Now what we can still do is, of course, if price comes down here, if it does pop back above there, then we're looking for higher prices. But again, if you're underneath the point of control, you've got to say that the bears are in control. You've got to say that there's a lack of strength in the market, and until a point of control can get reclaimed, then yeah, that is weakness in Bitcoin at the moment. So it's not looking that strong, although I do believe that we could have the potential to reverse out of here. So Yeah, that's that was like a really significant thing on the chart. So I think the last time it happened was, yeah, when we came down. So we can see if we move price back here, you can see where the point of control is. Yeah, so it's all the way up here. And then again, as price developed, the point of control met it. It moved down to meet price, and as it did that, big rejection off of that. So we'll see what happens again, because it was only as price was here yesterday. So see, price point of control was all the way up there. As we came into that area, that's where it came to meet, and there's not been a single like significant candle close above that. So yeah, very kind of important there to be aware of. That does give us the level around 32,850 as 32,800, 32,850 as like the key resistance on the entire chart. Yeah, if we can get back above there, then it does almost clear the path for a move higher, which is kind of good. So yeah, we'll see what happens if that can get reclaimed. If it does, I will be probably the first to tell anyone, because I'm always keeping an eye on this. So yeah. What else? What else? Let's have a look on XA. So you can see here that the value that's being established within this area. So we do have these two value areas that have been quite nicely matched together. You could, yeah, quite easily expect to move down here to the previous day value area low, start to test that, see what happens around that area. That again lines up fairly well with the with that golden pocket area that we do have down there. We also have, although they're not single prints, we did have a very fast move down and a very fast move up. So it wouldn't be unusual to come down and fill these inefficiencies on the chart. But again, as well, you've got previous day value area low. You come down, you've got 31,200 as the kind of inefficiency on this chart. And then, yeah, we know what's lower if this does come down and sweep these lows here. Points of control, fine. So what did we do? We came in, hit the naked point of control, hit the daily. We set a point of control much higher, so that's an important thing. It means we're not going to be leaving behind like super bearish stuff on the chart if there is a move higher out of this. So now everything now is pointing upwards from this. Like that's kind of inefficiencies cleared within the range now, and we can start to look at higher prices. But I do think still this can still continue to get tested more. What we wanted was a slow move down into it, a slow controlled move down into it, form like a rounded bottom. I've said this so many times, and then we get that move higher, not leaving behind any of this stuff that we saw on the chart previously, like previous times that we come down here. Okay, so yeah, have a look on here again. Levels to be aware of. It's quite clearly showing, yeah, this a little bit below 32k. We had weakness on the CVD yesterday, so that was interesting. We did have that weakness there at the highs, and it created a point of control at the highs there. So we had some good imbalances going on up there. After taking that high and seeing the move down, we also did have this. Now this is a bit like I'm not entirely convinced by it. Like I think there's been enough price action and stuff going on here. We did have these higher highs on the CVD. Than back here, but making the lower lows and things. But yeah, not that I don't think that was like the significant factor on this. You would expect a bit more buying coming into this, and this to be a slow move down. So yeah, cool. Yeah, expecting the retrace. Maybe we sweep the lows. If we do sweep the lows at this point, we've got to monitor that 31,600 then as resistance and see what happens there. As far as the rest of the market, it's all following Bitcoin again. So you can see ETH, BTC flat around here, came up into this resistance zone up here. We could see lower prices on Ethereum quite easily. We're looking down at this 1,810 area on Ethereum if it does have another move down. On Litecoin as well, $122 looks like a pretty decent level if we do see a further move to the downside. And anything moving in the market, like just small caps. So it's all the small caps that are moving. You've got to be kind of selective and know what you want to trade. But there are opportunities out there on the small caps. But yeah, I think mainly my focus right now, as it has been for a while, it is on Bitcoin. And when the conditions are right again, and when we have more favorable conditions, then we'll start to look more at the alts. Cool. So yeah, that's everything I want to go over this morning. Yeah, cool. Thanks for watching.